Hello, everybody. This is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yee-haw! And I'm on the side. I'm over on the side. Ah, that's a little bit better. Hi. I wanted to bring you some matches from some of the best players in the world. This is from a tournament that happened yesterday, the War Turtle Cup from the EURAT. I don't know if they go by EURAT, but the EURAT tournament. This is the finals matches, the grand finals between TTV and White Flag Gaming. So again, these are some of the best Unite players that exist, and I think you can learn a lot from watching the absolute best players. As I always say about myself, I'm a pretty dang solid player, but I always want to get better, and a great way to do that is to watch the best of the best. So we're going to watch a few of these matches. This first match, we're going to be following Goof. GG. Thank you very much, Goof, for letting me do this. And yeah, this is just going to be really interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what a top-ranked player does in their games that's similar to what you and I do in our games, and also what really can't be taken into, solo queue or duo queue as well, because it takes a 5-person team comp to make it happen. We're seeing from TTV, they have Snorlax, Lucario, Blissey, Cramorant, Greninja. Almost a mirror matchup on the bottom side. We have Snorlax, Cramorant, Lucario, Cinderace, Eldegoss. So bottom team is still running Eldegoss and Cinderace. Top team has that Blissey, Greninja. And again, we are following TTV in this video. So let's check it out. And for the sake of it, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be hearing too much audio at all because there's going to be a lot of communication back and forth. And I'm just going to watch these matches with you and try to break down what is going on here. So let's take a look. We're following Cramorant first round, which I love. Cramorant's actually going bottom with Snorlax. We've got Greninja in the jungle, obviously. You saw that Apom, so they hit it and they just moved on. This way they could move past it and get to this Audino quicker. This is a strategy that I see happening a lot. That way they can take it fast. That's really interesting, actually. The enemy team didn't even try to contest it. They just let TTV have that one right there. So now continuing on, they're just continuing their farm. And I mean, a really aggressive farm, just going pretty crazy in their lane, not trying to contest the enemy lane. And we still have that Apom sitting back there. And we'll see if there's a point when they take that, or did they leave that for their jungler. Snorlax and Cramorant, great lane. The game would have you think that you want Cramorant in the top lane, but Cramorant's pretty slow. So I can, oh, nope, they're taking it now. So I can imagine having Cramorant stay bottom, so you don't need to rotate a slow Pokemon, and you can have someone like Lucario stay top lane possibly if there's still something going on top. Getting ready for the Vespiquen Combees. We could see immediate casts onto the Vespiquen Combe, and they're just trying to take it as fast as possible. And it's an interesting mirror matchup in the bottom lane, but it looks like TTV is getting the best of it here. They've got their jungler top, and it looks like the enemy jungler is also top. So they're fighting in the middle there. And we could just see what's happening in this bottom lane, which is some pretty aggressive play by TTV, and what feels like a maybe somewhat more passive play by the enemy team here. And, well, now they're fighting over, huh? They're going back and forth here with their Audinos in the bottom. Interesting. And here we have their Cram trying to steal. I don't know if their Cram got that or the Snorlax got that. And just farming up this bottom lane here. So really the big part of the action is neither team getting caught out here, just trying to get as much experience as possible. And a lot is happening top lane, obviously. The big questions are going to be, when do we see a rotate? When do they come down for bottom lane? Is it going to be uneven? Is someone staying top? I've seen a lot of games where they leave, one Pokemon top to get all of that experience while everyone fights over Dread. So it'll be interesting to see. And now we've got 3 bottom against 3 bottom, and both junglers and Lucarios are top for both teams. We're at 720, which means we have Vespiquen Combees spawning on both sides, and yeah, it looks like TTV got the best of that exchange right there too, just nailing a lot of it. with Cramorant's Surf. Cramorant's Surf is amazing for taking wild Pokemon, amazing for doing tons of damage to a ton of enemy teammates. Okay, so here we go here. We've got all 5 rotating bottom for both teams right now for Dread. All right, this is going to be... Ooh, that's a great Hurricane and Surf from White Flag Gaming. And now we're seeing everyone just kind of making those back and forths, waiting for that engage here for Dread. We've got Lutano, the TTV Lucario, taking some experience, and it looks like the enemy team, they are moving in here. They're fighting, they're pushing forward, and oh, we got a KO. We have Greninja taking out Cramorant. We have Snorlax and Blissey. Everyone fighting Lucario bottom lane, and I'm not seeing the life on that Dread, but we've got, ooh, Cinderace gets a double while this is happening. We've got Eldegoss down. Eldegoss gets taken out by Cramorant, and now, ooh, very close. Very close, but TTV losing that exchange a little bit, and now the enemy team is just jumping on that Dreadnought, but stolen by Goof. Goof with the amazing Surf steal for that Dreadnought, and now TTV is pushing them back to their goal here. I mean, that was a really big moment for TTV. They did lose that exchange a little bit, but it looks like they were able to grab Dread and still win the encounter. Pretty incredible. We've got both goals up bottom lane, both goals up top lane. So, I mean, obviously both teams are really amazing at farming and defending, and we've now got rotations to top lane. People are looking at Rotom. People are looking at the experience up there, and let's see. We've just got this Cramorant. I love watching a Cramorant because Cramorant is just one of my favorite Pokemon to play, and you just see the little Hurricane, you're looking for it, and you're waiting to just pick people off. It's really great. And now we've got some scoring going on here. And it looks like their TTV's Lucario is in the back line there and pushing them back. Because of that, Goof is able to get a ton of farm here. He is just fighting this goal hard, trying to take it down. I'm not positive of his items, but if I remember right, it's Wise Glasses, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier. I believe that is what we're running on Cramorant. Their Greninja takes the Rotom there, and that's just going to push into their goal. So the enemy has lost a goal top lane. They have lost a goal bottom lane. And right now, TTV is in a commanding position. This is that point in the match where they've only got their back goals. So every objective is going to be easier for TTV to get to. But of course, you know, the enemy team can change that up pretty quickly. All they've got to do is win a team fight and start scoring here. Obviously, TTV, Goof, you could see him zoning out there. Just watching the enemy team, trying to make sure they can't get in towards Dread. This is another one of those fights here where, you know, this is an important team fight. And interestingly enough, ooh, nice Unite move. I mean, that pushes the entire enemy team back. And then you see we've got the Snorlax pushing everyone into that Cram Unite move, followed by the Greninja just surfing everyone and taking them out. That was a huge, huge win for TTV. And those are those moves that you really only get from a Snorlax, you know? You really only get that incredible push from a Snorlax right there. I mean, right now, TTV is in a commanding position. They have won the last... they won the last Dread. They've got their Lucario. Their Lucario wasn't even present. He was just farming the entire map while TTV won that team fight without their Lucario, which just means their Lucario is going to be massively fed. Lucario was probably scoring goals. I wasn't even paying attention because it was in the midst of that team fight right there that TTV won handily. So the question is, what has to happen for White Flag Gaming to win here? The nice thing is they have 2 forward goals up, so they can get a lot more points than TTV can at the 2-minute mark, but also, sorry, there might be a slightly weird cut there. I started sneezing and then I forgot where I was. So here we are at the 3-minute mark. As I was saying before, or at least as I was trying to, the question is, what does White Flag Gaming need to do to win here? They are under-leveled, obviously. They're trying to get as much experience as they can. You can see TTV is a level 12 Cram, 13 Lucario, and they have a 9 Snorlax and a 10 Cram on the other side. So The positive thing is they have those top and bottom goals open. The negative thing is they are just getting beaten in every team fight exchange here. Right now, this is a solid win for TTV so far. But of course, we don't know what's going to happen at Zapdos, and we don't know what's going to happen with possibly a team fight before then. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So now, is there going to be scoring? Are we going to see some sneaky goals come out from the enemy team? Or is it just diving on Zap and basically, as they say, coin flipping Zap, you know, just everyone attacking it and we see who we can get? TTV doesn't want that at this point. TTV wants to win the match here. Probably not take Zap at all unless the enemy team's completely down. We have lots of Unite moves up. This Cram Unite could come out at any point, and there it is. We have this Cram Unite move. And I wondered, yes, he does eject button and pushes himself up. We have an enemy Cram Unite move, and we really do have what looks like a lot of focus onto Zap from White Flag Gaming, because essentially if they don't get Zap, this match is over. And that is almost a full team KO. At this point, TTV, that's 5 down. That's GG. TTV takes them. They lost that first big team fight at Dread, but they were able to steal Dread. Goof got Dread. And now we see an ad for IKEA. But that's the first match. Really, really great match. All right, now here we have the second match from this grand finals. We are going to be following the Lucario this time. This is something I'm particularly interested in. Like, let's be fair. I love Cramorant, so I followed Cramorant, and now I love Lucario. I'm following the Lucario in this game, Lutano, who is a brutal Lucario, who I believe runs Extreme Speed for all you Extreme Speed fans out there. So we are going to watch this second match through the eyes of the Lucario here. Again, TTV against White Flag Gaming. I hope I'm getting that right. I read it earlier. Hold on. White Flags Gaming. Really strong first match from both teams, but TTV had them at almost every encounter there, and they just had such a strong match one. Let's watch this second round here. So obviously some of the big things that we saw in that first game was a full 5 rotate to Dread, but after the 720 Vespiquen Combee spawned and everyone could get that experience, we've got Lucario heading top again with Blissey. The teams are exactly the same. No one has switched anything up here. And they are making their way top. We've got an experience share on that Blissey. That's pretty interesting to see, just because you don't get to see that run too much, especially in the solo queue, because you just don't know what your team is going to do. Some pretty aggressive play by the Lucario here, and they take the middle objective there. They did the same in the bottom lane last time. So, ooh, and they're fighting. Them's fighting words, and they're really going in for it here. This could be a KO right away. Wow. Really close. Obviously, we got focus bands popped. Wow. Some great back and forth there. Both of these lanes are amazing. I would love to be a Lucario in a lane with a Blissey, and of course I would love to be a Lucario in a lane with an Elgas, especially a Blissey that was running experience share and was just saying, hey, you get it all, Jake. Right now, they are taking the 9-minute core fish, and yeah, the Cinder actually knows Lutano is in the bush there. Here we go. They do not have the jungler for TTV in the top lane. We've got the jungler for White Flags in the top, and White Flags obviously is able to get the better of that exchange because of it. TTV had to play pretty passive during that fight here. And now that the jungler's gone, we could see an attempt at a steal. Nope. It looks like top lane actually performing really well against TTV right now, but what will happen once we see the picks for moves at 5 minutes? Do we get a power-up punch from White Flags? Do we get that extreme speed from Lutano that I see him pick? Yeah, Lutano with extreme speed here, and you can see those blue circles around all the enemies. That means he can hit them with extreme speed and get the refresh, and he gets a double. He gets a double because of it. Look at that extreme speed. As people say, you can outplay with extreme speed, and we just saw that happen right there. A sick double, and now he is scoring super hard. Wow. Really great from Lutano, who is, again, one of the best Lucario players out there. So really cool to see someone play one of the best Pokemon in such an exciting way. I should mention, I didn't mention this at the top of the video, but in this tournament, Blastoise, Wigglytuff, and Crustle are all banned. Not only because they're OP, Blastoise and Wiggly are pretty OP, but they are bugged. They have bugs with their Unite moves, and it's something that you can't bring into a tournament right now until the developers figure out what's going on here. And wow, we are just seeing some domination there from Greninja and Lucario. They finished Bees, Vespiquen Combees at the 720, and they are moving bottom. They're not scoring their points. They're not taking top goal. They're just farming their way to the bottom lane and getting ready for this Dread fight. Lucario, obviously, someone you could see destroy at Dreadnought here. And I didn't see what the enemy Lucario picked. I don't know if he's got Power-Up Punch or not. But, oh, my God. Look, I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's just devastating what you can do with that extreme speed. And we've got the Cramorant taking a double there in that moment. And now they're fighting at Dread here. It makes sense. I mean, they could take this Dread before the enemy team can get back. And we've got extreme speed. Look at this Lucario. Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. They got Dread while all that was happening. Lucario choosing not to score here. It looks like he's pushing towards their next goal to score. It's above the 5-minute mark, so that means they can't land on them. Oh, we actually do have extreme speed from the enemy Lucario as well. So, again, for all you extreme speed fans out there, you are seeing some of the top players in the world running extreme speed on their Lucarios. And, yeah, it's great. Ooh, you saw that right there. That was a Blissey Unite move onto Lucario, so Lucario could dunk those 40 points. And that's the kind of stuff you're not going to get that in solo queue at all, but what a move right there. Now we're seeing TTV's entire team is top lane fighting over Rotom, except for, it looks like Blissey's kind of mid messing around with that Snorlax. Probably trying to keep him away. And we've got the Lucario here farming. If you did this in solo queue, people would be mad at you. Reasonably, wow, look at that level difference, 7 to 11. Come on. What do I want? A little taquito or something? I actually do want to go to 7-Eleven and get a little taquito. So, if you did this in solo queue, people would think you're trolling. You know, you're not part of the fight. And in some ways you are, but in a coordinated game where your team knows what you're doing, this is just farming up and keeping you at an extreme level advantage. I mean, look at this. You've just got this Lucario at level 11. He's going to try to dunk more points here. He's got a 3-level advantage. Oh, that's Snorlax scoring right in his face. And then now Lucario scoring right there. This is just some dominating play. And we're watching a masterful Lucario work here. This is a mean score. They're just taking goal. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't know exactly what he's running. I'm not sure if he's got his items on the side of the chat here. I'll try to take a look, but wow. I mean, this is just dominating play from this Lucario. Incredible play. He's great. I mean, you watch this and you think, why can't I do this inside of a match? So right now, and watch extreme speed on Vespiquen Combe. Look what it does here. I love Power-Up Punch for the assassinations and objective stealing, especially for solo queue, because sometimes my team's not even there and I just have to be the one to steal something. But we are watching extreme speed dominate. Dominate. Wow. And, oh, boy, this is a bad place for Cinderace to be. He's out-leveled by 3, and this Lucario, yeah, oh, we got an ad. All right, we're back here. Here we go. Okay, and, ooh, their Cram is actually getting, no. We have not seen this Unite move yet from Lucario, if I'm not mistaken. That was the first one at the 3-minute, 21-second mark. Now, if Lucario wants to have their Unite up for the final fight, he's going to need to farm here. Shouldn't be too tough. Well, got a minute left. He's just got to take a lot of farm if he wants that Unite up. Every wild Pokemon that he KOs is going to help fill that Unite gauge. But at this point, I mean, they are just crushing the enemy team. We're seeing some incredible Lucario plays here. Oh, so mean. They're taking all the bees. Is he going to score in their base? I mean, here's the tough thing for white flags right now is you've got this menace of a Lucario inside your base while all of TTV can farm essentially the entire map while you deal with this guy. Such impressive work from this Lucario right here. Imagine having this Lucario on your team in the solo queue. Can you imagine? Have you ever had a game where someone was doing this well? Oh, man. There we go. They're getting ready for Zap. Obviously, all TTV needs to do right here is just not give them Zap. I don't even know if getting Zap is going to be the difference. They would have to get like a full team KO and Zap right now. And look at this. Look at this. I mean, they're pushing them in their base during Zap. It's not even we're fighting over Zap. TTV has them held inside their base for Zap. This is some of the best players, at least in NA for sure, but this is a European tournament too, so in NA and Europe, TTV, really incredible stuff, and it's just a pretty brutal match so far. Really brutal. And, hey, look, they are focusing. How? In what world? In what world is that Lucario alive? I know we saw the Blissey ult. We saw the Unite move from TTV. That's just insane. Insane. Wow. Wow. I mean, what plays? Incredible. Oh, and we do have items. Focus Band, Score Shield, Muscle Band. Yeah, a great setup for Lucario. So no Buddy Barrier, but I haven't been running Buddy on my Lucario lately either, and I think it's fine to not run it. Muscle is a great choice in case you're not getting the goals. Right now, attack weight would also be giving him insane power, but I don't know if someone with extreme speed would actually want to run attack weight. They might want to run muscle instead. And now they're just scoring top. I mean, this game is over. Yeah, surrender. GG. Another great match for TTV. A dominating performance here. Here we are in match 3 of the grand finals between TTV and White Flags Gaming, and we are now following Toon, the jungler Greninja, inside this game. You can see that they actually switched it up. On the enemy side, we are now seeing a Zeraora in place of that Cinderace, so that's going to be interesting. Zeraora is a really great Pokemon and probably the only speedster that makes it into competitive play, at least from what I've seen. We're just watching some... Ooh, look at that. Look at that jungling. Pulling them all the way up and getting ready and just kiting around this Buffalon here. Buffalon. And it's going to be interesting watching a jungler inside this game. Obviously, we've been seeing some pretty incredible plays from TTV all tournament, but I'm curious, all grand finals. I haven't been watching the entire tournament, but I'm curious to see. We are getting a gank from Toon before grabbing both Corefishes. So Toon was not level 5 for that gank, but just coming down to help bottom lane. Bottom lane didn't need it, scared him off there, and now heading back to top lane. He will be there for Vespiquen Combee. We've got Smokescreen being picked, making his way in. Ooh, can he help with that gank? And they just push them back pretty hard. And now immediately moving back into the jungle. Not spending any time in the lane, heading right back into jungle and taking that experience. We have Zeraora made it into the bottom lane, but so far not a lot of action from either jungler. Just not a lot of trading going on. Both teams being very cautious, noticing what's happening. You saw the enemy Zeraora pull that wild Pokemon even into the bush just so there wasn't a fight over it there. Obviously, Greninja has the range, and Zeraora does not. So Zeraora has to be careful to not get caught out and just get chipped away by someone like Greninja like that. Just continuing to farm here, getting ready for the Dreadnought fight. We'll see if there's another moment to head into the lane. Usually you can count on a couple invades by the jungler in a game, and we've got a Surf coming out for Greninja here. Some people love Water Shuriken, but I've seen high-level play. I've mostly seen Surf. And now we are just watching this. Oh, and Greninja needs to back out here. We've got support and Speedster against support and attacker, and Ninetales is actually coming up to try to stop Greninja here. Do we have a KO? Oh, and now here comes the enemy Lucario as well. And there goes Blissey. Blissey is down for TTV, getting taken over a little bit in that exchange. And now we actually see Toon up here for the 720 Vespiquen Combies. They are not dunking on top goal. They're saving their points. They're all moving bottom. And it looks like actually White Flags has a strong position at this next dread. However, here comes TTV. Everyone is grouped up here, and this is just a big moment for Surfs and for Extreme Speeds. We actually have a score coming out from Toon, going to take those points, trying to get to level 9 here. The sooner he could have that Unite move, the better. A Unite in this fight is pretty huge, and we actually see a double from the enemy Lucario here, and now they're being pushed back by Lutano's Lucario back onto their goal. We do have level 9 now, so Dread is not down, and we have the Unite move from TTV's jungler Greninja here. This is pretty big. And I'm sure we're going to see that thrown out if there's a good grouping of the enemies. Oh, boy. Here we go. Does the Zeraora have their Unite move? Are they at that point yet? I'm not seeing their Zeraora anywhere, so I don't know. Oh, here comes the Unite. He's just targeting it right now. They're trying to... It looks like they're baiting this fight almost here. But the enemy team is not coming in. We've got the Lucario for the steal, and they do not get it. TTV gets that, and then we have a Unite that just didn't even get used, didn't need to be used. They were able to take it. They zoned them out pretty well, and then they win that encounter in the bottom lane. So there you have it. TTV winning that bottom encounter, and now we've got an open goal with 40 points on Toon. So I'm guessing we're going to see these points dunked here any second, as long as they can push them off of that goal. Do they start moving top, or does he stay here to take that goal? He's actually moving back into the jungle to continue gaining experience here. Having a higher level is so extremely important, and they're recognizing that they don't need that much to continue fighting. They don't need Toon in this moment, so they are making their way top. Ooh, they got that Rotom too. Yeah, I really thought that Zeraora, when you saw that discharge up there, you thought he could probably take it. He did not take it. And now, all this time that's spent fighting over Rotom, TTV is spending it farming with their Greninja and their Lucario. Not to mention taking that Rotom. And we see a Unite move here, just pushing him off that goal. Rotom getting pushed in, and are we going to get a dunk here? Yes, we get the 40-point over dunk, so it's what, 21 over after putting in those 19 from Snorlax there. And we just see this Greninja continuing to farm, continuing to have a level advantage over the enemy team. I'm curious, when we see their jungler, are they still at 10? Because this is a, you know, third of the way into level 13 Greninja right now as we head down for the next Dreadnought encounter here. And just continue. Look, you just see this continuing to farm. We have 18 seconds till Dread, and we are just waiting for more experience. If there's any way that he can farm it, he wants it. And of course, if there's any way he can have a blue buff, he wants it, because that's going to help secure Dread. We've got Dreadnought coming up now. Enemy jungler at 11. TTV at almost 13. And we have Unite moves being thrown down. We've got Cram with a KO there, Lucario with a KO there, and this seems to be going, I mean, just about as well for TT as the TTV as the previous matches here. We are just seeing some absolute domination from TTV. Really great plays, and not to mention that spending a lot of time making sure they have the experience to win all these fights. It's really impressive. Such an impressive team, and it's really great to watch. One thing you'll notice when you're watching players like this, and it's something that I always try to think about in my play as well. This is going to sound obvious, but what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Do you have an objective you're moving to? Do you have something useful you're doing for your team? If not, then you should be farming. You should be getting experience here and using that to secure a level advantage so you can help with a big fight later. Obviously, a lot of that's easier said than done. There are times we're playing and we're just thinking, well, I mean, my team doesn't know what's going on. They're not at objectives, etc., etc. but what can you always be doing to best benefit your team? Right now, that Rotom's being pushed top, but TTV is in a commanding position. They don't really need much, so Toon is just continuing to farm here. And we're heading into Dreadnought in about 20 seconds, and we've got almost a level 14 Greninja. Looks like we've got a sneaky little Greninja here, hoping to catch someone out, hopefully, as they move up. Going to be taking this Corphish here. Anything he can do to get some experience and make his way closer to level 14, he definitely wants to do here. And now, do we have a sneaky score from Greninja starting at the 2-minute mark? Oh, Ninetales knew it was coming. Ninetales was pretty sure it was happening. Greninja has to back out here. And now it's just another match where TTV just needs to make sure they don't take Zapdos, don't beat them in a 5v5, and TTV has this win. I think it's going to be a pretty solid win because we've seen wins from TTV in the other matches here pretty solidly in this moment. This is a big, big Unite move moment. I mean, you could just see a Water Shuriken flying in there. Do we have 14 yet from Greninja? I didn't see if he got level 14. We do. A level 14 Greninja, only a level 12 Zeraora, and he is just, oh, he's eating him. He's eating him. Oh, he wanted bones, and he has bones. Bones in his mouth. The bones of Zeraora taken down by that Greninja here. This is GG. It just hasn't happened yet. We don't have a surrender yet, but an absolutely dominating performance so far from TTV. Every match has just been so impressive to watch. You're seeing these decisions that, of course, a 5-person team can make, but, you know, you want to be strong for your encounters here, and we have, you know, TTV with almost a level 15 Greninja. So you've got a 2-level advantage on this Zeraora. Zeraora is actually pretty darn good against Greninja, but he just hasn't had any of the opportunities to make it work. You can see Zeraora diving, and we have an ad. Oogie Boogie. All right, and we are seeing that. Oh, nope. Zeraora doesn't get it. Zeraora wanted it. I mean, that was just maybe even just for the moral victory there, but we see it's over here. It's the end of the game. People are just having some fun at this point. That is the end of the game, and that will be the end of the finals here. A KO. Snorlax gets it, and this is just big GGs from TTV. Incredible performance. I mean, you just saw amazing gameplay from everyone we watched, and of course their Snorlax and Blissey were fantastic all game. That is the tournament. Again, some of the best players in the world we got to watch right there. I'm curious, from watching that, what are some things that you take from watching matches like that? For me, a lot of what I'm seeing is if you can make it work, rotating after those Vespiquen Combees at 720, which is something that I have been trying to do, seems to be really, really beneficial. And of course, when you are not moving to an objective, farm, move to an objective, farm, move to an objective, get that experience. Really incredible from TTV. You will find all of their links to their Twitches and everything in the description of this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you for listening. A dominating performance. And I do want to see if I can find more tournaments to bring you guys. Let me know if you like watching this really, really high-level gameplay. Thank you, everybody. I love you, and I will see you next time.